So you get it just right, okay?
Hi, I am your stream doctor, and I know everything about computers.
Before we get started, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Owned.tv. Owned is your one-stop shop for all your stream aesthetic needs, whether it's alerts, camera borders, panels, profile pictures, whatever you need, it's there. Plus, there's a brand new design on their website called Alpha Gaming, which was heavily inspired by the design of this channel. The guys at Owned and myself actually went back and forth a couple times on a couple of the assets of this to make sure it was something that I felt we could put the Alpha Gaming name on. So if you guys would like to make a smart move like many from the community have done, feel free to use the link in the description down below to pick up your own overlay. That link also supports the channel, so thank you. Also, if you'd like to get 40% off, use code ALPHA at checkout. But yeah, today I've got a handful of Twitter questions that you guys asked me. Some of them super deep, some of them not so deep. And I figured since I was spending the weekend with my family, I would have my nephew, who is 6, try to answer some of those not so deep ones, because he's a smart kid. I was actually teaching him algebra this weekend, and just a reminder, he's 6. So I think he nailed it. I'm gonna splice in some of his answers with the other answers that I give here, and let's just get started.
Someone asked, do I wear makeup for my stream? Should I wear makeup when I'm working?
No,
Why not?
because it's weird.
It's weird. What if makeup made me look better?
I'd say yes.
Yes, then I should wear it?
If it looked better, you would wear it.
If it looks better, I would wear it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, next time I'm here, we'll try it.
We could do a play of like 3 ugly stepsisters.
Oh, yeah, Cinderella.
Yeah, we could try to be as ugly as them with makeup.
Oh, that's savage.
What's savage?
I don't wear makeup on stream, but I'm not opposed to it. I don't hate the idea. I feel like people tend to sit in one of two camps. You either believe that makeup is your choice and you should choose to treat your face like a canvas and do whatever you want with it. And then some people who say you should be yourself and you shouldn't have to cover up who you are. I don't think those two things are mutually exclusive. I think if wearing a little makeup, whether you're a guy or a girl, makes you more confident in front of the camera, go for it. But I also really love and respect people who are confident enough to be really vulnerable in front of the camera. And I think all in all, I think both options are fine. And if you're a dude who wants to wear a little bit of cover up, maybe you've got some acne or you just even like the look of it and it makes you confident, by all means. I don't, but maybe you should. Go for it. Do your thing. I'm pretty positive I can make it on Twitch and YouTube and have a successful career. My question is, what if I'm wrong? What if you're wrong? I mean, genuine question. Like, what if you are wrong about being capable of doing anything? What if you're going into med school because you think you can be a surgeon, but then halfway through it, you're wrong and you have to move on to something else? There are always going to be people who try and fail at everything, but just because there is a chance that you fail doesn't mean you shouldn't give it a shot. Anytime I give some kind of encouragement, like I did with, I'll post the tweet right here, someone always comes back and says, do you think this is responsible when there are people who are going to now grind it out even longer and still fail? And I think there are two really important things to think about with that. One, just because someone is going to fail doesn't mean you shouldn't encourage people. There are always going to be people who fail, and people always need encouragement. Those two things can coexist. But the second one should be recognizing the validity of that concern. There is a chance that you could try this for years and fail. So be smart about it. There are a lot of people that think in order to have a plan B, you have to sacrifice plan A. And that's not the situation. You can go about plan A in a way where if you fail, you have created a safety net for plan B. For example, if you spend your time learning to edit videos or produce music, or maybe during the process of content creation, you learn motion graphics or just graphic design in general. All these things are applicable not only in a content creation career, but also in a career after. If tomorrow you guys all completely stopped watching this and I had to get a job, it would be really easy for me to get a job because every single company needs a social media presence. And I have a very unique resume of social media relevance. So think about that. If you're worried about your plan B, ask yourself what skills you are developing for your content creation now that could also be applied later. Then yeah, you got nothing to worry about. With the power some PC components have, is a 2 PC setup worth it anymore?
Do you think anybody who does what I do, think they need 2 computers?
No.
Why not?
Because if you have 2 computers, you just might want to give it away, then somebody else could do it. So like, you buy it, and what if you sell it for free? You give away your money for nothing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the resolution and the frame rate you're going for, you can get a single PC setup for a really affordable price. But especially with this new power per dollar promise that NVIDIA has been touting, assuming it's true that the 3070 really is just as powerful as the 2080 Ti, but only for $500, I think there will be very, very few reasons to go with a 2 PC setup. I'm actually going to be potentially moving to a single PC setup, which I haven't done in years. Right now, there are two main values to a 2 PC setup. One is that you are guaranteed that your stream will not eat into the resources of your game, no matter what. They're two completely separate machines. However, I'm gonna be testing all three of these upcoming cards in single PC streaming setup so you can see what kind of frames and what kind of experience you can get out of a single PC setup with these, because that might be insignificant now with this new line of cards. Two is one that's hurting me a little bit more moving to a single PC setup myself, and that is certain peripherals. You have a little bit more control in a 2 PC setup. You have a lot more PCIe slots with 2 different PCs, so you can have multiple capture cards. You can do weird things like I do, which is having 2 Go XLRs, one connected to each PC, because you can't connect 2 Go XLRs to one PC. So you have a little bit more control over peripherals, and it just gives you a little bit more room to be creative with how things connect to each other. Is that necessary? No, absolutely not. I can survive off a single Go XLR just fine. But I see the era of 2 PCs dying out pretty quickly. All right, Sam asked me a question. You guys know Sam. He says, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I think people would love to know some of the untold worries and stresses people go through as content creators / YouTubers. How are you coping with the channel being where it is, etc.? Also, I hope you're genuinely doing good. Yeah, can I share a truth that's very difficult for people to talk about? It's very difficult for people in my position to complain. And I don't want to complain, by the way. I love where I'm at. I love what I'm doing. But understandably, because the amount of people that would kill for a social media like a YouTube or a Twitch career, when someone has that career and then complains in any way, it's usually not received very well. You know, it's always kind of one of those, you should be grateful for what you have. You have so much. And I do have so much. But the mistaken mindset is that if only I could get 100 viewers, or if only I could get 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, then all my worries will be behind me. It's hard to recognize that as a channel grows, so do the stresses. It becomes very apparent as you grow that now you have more and more eyeballs on you and more critics, and people are going to be searching for things you do wrong. And if you post 3 or 4 videos in a row that don't do very well, I mean, it could be over. Your entire career, you don't know how long it's gonna last. I've had an exploding social media career that has plummeted before. And of course, the larger your subscriber number is, the more confident people get in saying some really toxic stuff in your comments and in your Twitch streams. It really, you're trading in your original stress, which is, am I ever gonna make it, for a new stress of, is this going to last? And there's a lot to it too. You know, it's the question of, am I doing what I love? Am I innovating? Am I getting in habits that just make it easy? Am I fulfilling my creative needs, which are the whole reason I got into content creation to begin with? But also at the same time, I have to make sure that I'm only posting relevant videos. There are a lot of things to think about, and it's your head can spin after a while. So for a lot of people, it really just depends on your personality and how well you learn to cope with your strengths and your weaknesses. How well do you handle or ignore criticism? How well do you prioritize your creativity when it's tempting to do what's relevant? How confident are you in yourself to take risks when you're afraid of rocking the boat? These aren't really things that you can fully prepare yourself for until you're in the line of fire and you're doing it. However, they are things that you can at least mentally prepare yourself for, that they are hurdles that you're going to have to overcome later. And then his follow-up question, are you happy? And yes, I am always overwhelmed. I am always a little bit stressed, but I am also always very, very happy. During my Twitch stream today, which by the way, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, link down below. But someone said that classic line of, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I don't think that's true at all. I've never liked that phrase, and I don't think anybody who loves what they do so much that they passionately work themselves to the ground every single day, I don't think any of them agree either. I just think that the people who love what they do love work. I don't love filming every single video. I don't love editing. I don't love a lot of aspects of what I do, but I love pushing myself and I love seeing what my potential is and watching myself grow and get better at it every single day. It's a very different kind of fulfillment, and it's not the same as what you do for a hobby where you just enjoy doing it.
So how much time do I spend working and how much time do I spend with my kids?
Spend 0 times with your kids because you don't even have any kids.
That's also a really good point. I don't have any kids, huh? So I'm not even a dad.
You do. You do. 10,000 hours doing work.
I do 10,000 hours doing work.
Or that
and 0 hours with my kids because I don't have any, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, weird question. If oil, do you know what oil is? Did you know it's made from dinosaurs?
No.
It's made from dinosaur bones under the ground.
Cool.
He says if oil is made from dinosaurs and plastic is made from oil, does that mean plastic dinosaurs are real dinosaurs?
No.
It's not? Why not?
Plastic doesn't turn alive.
That's a really good point.
Plastic doesn't turn.
Plastic isn't real, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can a plastic dinosaur be a real dinosaur?
If it was a practice dinosaur, that means that the dinosaur would be like a little toy dinosaur.
What if that's what they all looked like and we just thought they were bigger? Like a giant toy dinosaur? Yeah.
I think the objective answer to this is a toy dinosaur is dinosaur, but it is not a dinosaur. I'm going to stick with that one. Outside of streaming, content creation, YouTube, Twitch, all that cool jazz, what are some of your long-term personal goals in life? Anywhere you want to travel, anything you want to do? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? I don't think 10 years in advance. Are you kidding me? If I were to think 10 years plus out, I would be way too distracted to be in the moment and accomplish all the things I have to do today. I think the most I plan in advance is like a couple large goals 2 to 3 years out. And the only reason I do that is because it helps me set a roadmap of smaller things I have to do on the way to get there. For example, one of them is I want to do a Stream Beats tour. I want Stream Beats to grow to a point where I can tour the United States, call it a Stream Beats tour, and sell out venues. And then the same year, I would like to tour Japan. And for example, knowing that I want to tour Japan lets me know that I probably would want to do some collaborations with Japanese bands, like Japanese rock bands or something. And in order to do that and get my foot in the door there, I'm going to probably have to create some Japanese, like actual like J-rock songs now on my own, so I have something to present and get, you can see this, I'm working backwards from the end goal to realizing the step by step to get there. But in terms of like personal goals, I'm kind of the person that takes my personal passions and turns them into business passions with my music, my gaming, my content creation. Like I turn every one of my hobbies into a business. So do I have any personal goals? Not really. They're all business goals. Can $50,000 make my stream legit? Yeah, I've addressed this on stream a handful of times, but I figure let's talk about it on YouTube. There was a political hit piece against my family like 2 years ago when my dad was running for re-election in the US Senate, which said US Senator Dean Heller pays his influencer son $50,000 for social media content. Of course, accidentally leaving out the fact that it was over the course of 2 years and I didn't directly work for him. Essentially, I had started a social media content business, making content for whether it's individuals or businesses. I had 2 clients. One of them was the campaign management team that also then ran my dad's senatorial campaign. So I didn't work for my dad. I didn't actually even work for this company. I was just a freelancer doing work for them and then being assigned to this campaign. And yeah, I made $2,500 a month for 2 years making a ton of internet videos, which is my profession, and made literally like less than half the average American income doing that. When I get the occasional troll who's like, if I was given $50,000, I could make it in the industry too. Yeah, that's not what happened. And just kind of general life advice for anybody watching this. If you see someone succeeding in a field that you are also trying to succeed at, but you are struggling, if instead of taking notes and recognizing what they're doing right and figuring out how you can also apply that into your work and use that as your own tool. If instead of doing that, your first response is to invalidate their success and find an excuse why their success isn't real, you're not going to accomplish anything. Be supportive and celebrate other people's successes, and then take their discoveries of what works and apply that yourself and create your own tools around other people's successes. Your success doesn't have to take away anything from my success. But yeah, to answer your question, $2,500 a month to support you and your wife is... No, it's not enough to build an amazing streaming career. We were like literally on the verge of the poverty line for those 2 years. And don't get me wrong, we were fine and I was grateful that I had that job. But yeah, just so you know, if you see that in my Twitch chat or on Twitter, that's where it comes from. How excited are you for the RTX 3000 series, and which one would you get? I'm excited to find out if I should be excited. If the promises are true, this could be the year where dual PC streams become completely unnecessary. And that's kind of exciting, but it could also be a lot of hype and no delivery. So I'm excited to test out all these GPUs. I'm excited to make content about testing out these GPUs. And I'm excited to find out with you guys if these are as good as they say they're going to be. And I hope you guys are excited for it too. So make sure you subscribe. I've got a lot of videos coming up with these new RTX 3000 series cards. And by the way, if you liked any of these answers or questions, feel free to hit the like button. That helps out a lot. It puts this channel further into YouTube's algorithm, and I would really appreciate it. Also a reminder, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So if there's a question that I didn't answer, or maybe you want me to expound a little bit more on any of these things, feel free to hit me up. I spend a lot of time in just chatting. And as always, happy streaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a wolf ahead of you.
So
Let's
good.
hope he misses. Oh, he missed! Oh, no! Did you do it?
I did it!